Following on from the last video, we're going to now be looking at the Object 907. Now, this is one of the oldest Clan Wars reward tanks that you can get your hands on. And unlike the Caro, you cannot get it through Tour of Duty, only through maneuvers currently. This tank is basically a more well-armoured Object 140 with a bit better DPM as well, but you kind of lose out a little bit of the quality of life features that the 140 has, such as the gun depression. Either way, we're going to be taking a look at the server stats, running it through several different loadouts, and then at the end of it, you can then get a good idea of what the tank is like. So in the last 30 days on the EU server, the 907 has been played 115,000 times, which is 100 less than the Caro. Remember, in the last video that we spoke about the Caro, if you've watched it, then you would have already seen these stats. Nothing has really changed since last week that I made that video. On average, the players who have 54% wins are actually getting slightly more wins at 54.5. This nets it a win-loss difference of positive 0.26%. And if we do go by DPG, you'll see that it is up there with some of the best, and yes, they're all going to be reward tanks because the good players are playing these tanks. Again, I need to reiterate though that just because these tanks are up here doesn't necessarily mean that they are very, very good tanks. If you look at the people that are playing them, they're good players. For example, the CS63 is exactly the same as a Hurricane, but yet it has 3,100 DPG versus 1,900. There is a smaller sample size and more players are playing them that are good players than the average player that will be playing a CS63 from the tech tree. However, as you can see though, and we spoke about this again in the last video where we spoke about the Caro, this is the only one with a positive win rate difference, which must mean something, because that means that even though the good players are playing it, they're performing a little bit above average, although it's not really like it's miles above average, so within margin of error, probably. However, as I said, with that positive win rate difference, that is the only one out of all of the reward tanks that actually has a positive win rate difference. So even though good players are playing it, they're still performing a little bit above what they would usually. And finally, moving on to the Marks of Excellence requirements, this is actually the lowest one out of the Clan Wars tanks that you can get from maneuvers, from the medium tanks, at 5,000 average damage combined, to get 3 Marks of Excellence. So if you were just to look at those past 30 days stats, you'll think that this tank is absolutely insane and everybody should go and get one, because even the good players are getting slightly positive stats when playing it. Does that translate into game? Well, we'll have to wait and see. For the equipment on this vehicle, we are using vents, rammer, and stab. The vents can be dropped for either hardening or a turbo. The other 2 pieces of equipment being the rammer and the stab are mandatory. You need the rammer for the DPM, and you also need the stab because of the fact that you are moving so much in this vehicle. Even though it has pretty decent soft stats, and you could maybe get away with this if it was a heavy tank or something, the fact that it's a medium tank and moving around so much, you need the stab on this vehicle. For the secondary build, which would be a scouting build once you do get all the field mods, you go for something like optics, CVS, and then a rammer. Obviously, you keep the rammer because then you can still have all that combat capacity, but you still have the spotting capability as well. Quickly running through the crew skills now, we have the commander, the gunner, driver, and then the loader. So welcome to Sand River. Now we are going to go to somewhere that I don't normally go, which is north on this map. The reason being is that I have no gun depression, and I can't really play down on the K line, I can't really play the mid because that's just suicide in this vehicle, and we'll maybe get something done over here. I don't anticipate getting loads and loads of damage, or I don't foresee getting an absolutely outstanding game. Again, we'll try and aim for the mark requirement, which is 5k, but honestly, for this tank, I'd be happy with 4k. At least for raw damage. Maybe combined 5k, yeah, sure, but I am not that much of a good player to go and get 5k combined every single game, right? You need to set yourself limitations in this game and realise your limitations. Not set yourself limitations. You need to realise your limitations is what I'm trying to say. And yeah, don't try and do stuff that you know you can't really do. So, moving up over this way, as you'll see, horrible gun depression. 277. Kind of surprised to meet him, to be honest with you, but that should be okay. What else is over here? Bliska. So we have the E100 can opener down the south. The E3 is in the mid. The Centurion's in the mid. We have still unspotted a 60 TP and a VKK. So we do need to be worried about those 2 tanks because they can definitely just tear us apart. I want to speak briefly about, while we have some downtime, because there's not really loads to do currently, about the armor. The armor on this tank is not as good as people think. There are many people that think that this tank has loads and loads of armor. It really doesn't. It can be troll at times, but realistically, with meeting tier 10 and even the standard rounds, you can go through this tank pretty reliably. It gets very troll when people start to wiggle though. If people start to wiggle like backwards and forwards like this, so for example they're trying to hit the lower plate or they're trying to hit the upper plate or something, because you turn quite fast as well, it can actually throw them off and you'll just get a random bounce here and there. I can't actually see anybody up there. So what we're going to do is maybe we'll just try and push up this way. Had a quick peek over here, nothing there, so we should be able to then go and help out these guys. There's a 50B and a 60 TP that we really do need to back them up. Obviously, us having no gun depression really doesn't help, but what we're going to try and do is maybe go all the way around, because Blitzker's occupied with these. Sorry, excuse me if I cough a bit. I'm not 100%, but I'll mute the mic when I start coughing and stuff in post. Okay, let's see. Don't quite get the tracking shot though. One into him. This guy is now tracked. Is he perma-tracked? He is perma-tracked. Oh no, he's not. Oh dear. We're taking a fair bit of module damage, which is to be expected actually with this vehicle. Again though, put one more in, low roll, unfortunate, but now we'll kill him with the next shot right there. Leo 1 has come from behind. I'm actually going to go dip down because that's a better option. But we take out the 277 with no real issues. Unfortunately our team is dying though, which is not great. They've kind of lost everywhere else. I don't want to peek this. You can go first and kill him if you want to. There we go. The problem is that I don't want to go forwards and then just die for no reason, you know. We can try and go up here. I mean, if we get shot doing this, then so be it. But at least we didn't die for no reason like that. Let's see. Can we get some shots? I'm going to switch to heat here. So probably going to be required against the can opener, the VKK, all tanks that are very annoying to deal with. Wow. Oh, the Jagdpanzer's there. Okay. Okay, I need to actually go forwards and try and dip down below their line of sight, or line of fire. And just see if we can start farming the Jagdpanzer, I guess. One into him. Gun depression not being so kind as we hit the sand dune there. Dips low, man. This is the thing though with this gun depression, it's really annoying to actually try and play with. 2.7, unfortunately we can't really do anything more. We lost everywhere, and that is the sad state of World of Tanks currently, but well, you just move on to the next game and hope you do better. So yes, only 2,700 damage. We weren't really having any opportunity to do more, to be honest. Yes, okay, a few missed shots where gun depression rears its ugly head, and you're going to notice that a lot if you do have one of these vehicles. The gun depression is the main kind of killer of this tank, more than basically anything else. But we done our job where we went, and we killed the 277, basically full health. Yeah, there's not much more to say, really. Unfortunately, our team just wasn't good. Well, welcome to Fjords, and we are using the Peasant loadout because it's always funny to use this loadout, to be honest. It's just one of those things that, yeah, no one's ever going to really use this loadout, but the whole idea of these videos is to see it in loads of different kind of elements or lights, where you see the worst possible outcome, you see the best possible outcome, then the original kind of what most people are going to use, which is the starting out kind of loadout. This guy needs to die. The Foch 155 is on his way though. There he is. Hello. Oh, he's missed one. Excellent. I mean, congratulations. And now we can move on to your 50B friend. I swear, man, it's always the Foch 155s or Foch Bs. They're just absolute torpedoes. Like, they target located, you know, that's it. Game on. Just straight into head on in front of you. Yeah. And Manticore, I don't really have a shot, unfortunately. B4 might, though. Maybe. Not quite. So yeah, we're obviously using the Peasant loadout. No gold, no food. Because I can't afford anything to use gold ammo or food after playing maneuvers for 2 weeks. Spamming gold at the enemies. Oh dear. I always say this whenever I get on this map, but it would be so nice to have CVS in this situation. And the reason why I don't have it is that I use the secondary loadout to be the best loadout, so I don't have to keep like switching all the time. It's not a problem that you would face if you had field mods and obviously you could then just quickly switch to it. But just for me making these videos, it's a little bit of a problem. So ideally I would like CVS to try and spot all the people at the back. There is hardly anyone left though. The 268 is a problem, which we may spot over here. I mean, the 140 drowned early on. Leo, I don't think, is any longer behind here, so there is something at the very back. The IS-7 is here. That's interesting. Don't quite have shots on him. The Batchat killed the 50B. I'm not too sure whether or not this guy is tracked. He's still tracked. Hey, I think he was. So we know that the Batchat is at the back somewhere as well. Which I'm guessing... Oh, the Batchat's there. Excellent. One into him. We need to be very, very careful about the people that are going to start pushing down this way. I mean, once they do push down this way, though, our team should be able to push around behind them, so it shouldn't be the end of the world. That IS-7 is pushing in very aggressively, and we should go and try and help him out. No, please get past you. Thank you. We need to try and kill this as fast as we can. Get this guy out the game, and then we can move on to the Batchat after. Okay. I'd like to just be able to shoot this, please. Gun depression. It's such a problem on this vehicle. Like, you don't realize how bad 5 degrees of gun depression is until you play it. It's really just tragic how awful it is to try and play around just in any map in World of Tanks currently. Like nowadays World of Tanks maps require more than 5 degrees. Oh, Jesus. Look at him, just snaps that straight into the turret, doesn't care at all. This Batchat is a bit in the way, I won't lie, but... One more into this guy. Are we going to lose this? I don't know. One more. There is an overmatch on the roof for the 907, which can be a pretty big issue at times. And most tanks that you will meet do easily overmatch it. I can't remember exactly how much it is. I'll pop it up on the screen now, and you can then see. But how we need to start pushing through this. Like, we need to start pushing through the heavy flank is what we need to do. Nice. He dies, which is lovely. Still have our 700 hit points at the moment, which we need to conserve, really. The problem is that I don't really want to take a shot from this IS-7 if I can help it. Okay, he's just fired. I mean, let's just try and get a better angle on this guy, I suppose. One into him. Two in. Again, we're really struggling with gun depression here. Okay, and then put one into there. Maybe the Batchat was there. He's not because we saw the splash, but... Yeah, hopefully you're seeing just how annoying gun depression is especially on this vehicle. And that the armor really isn't as good as most people say. Right, I mean, I should really try and leave this if I can. I don't really know the best way of doing so. I'm guessing up through here then around. So I can't really play against the Batchat. Hopefully he doesn't just randomly appear. We are actually now... Well, I don't know how we're doing health-wise down here. In comparison to the enemy. Because I can't actually see that on render. So... But minus 5,000... Wow, minus 3,700. Okay. Really not very good then. Let's see if we can get some shots on the people here. I'm not too sure what the BZ is doing. If he's still there. I can't really play there. I need to go back into these, I think. Although I am very worried about the Batchat just suddenly appearing somewhere. Because he could go up and around through up here. And they wouldn't spot him. M5Y. M5Y is pushing through, which is really not great. I think we need to move back even further. We can't really afford to just sit here. We might move back into here. We wouldn't be able to use our gun depression, but it'll be a bit safer at least. And at least then, from this position as well, we can then maybe afford for them to start to snipe like the Vickers and friends. I mean, I am very aware though that the Batchat could just come down from the hill. So... And I'd have no idea if he's gone now. I don't even think that we spot the Batchat. Like, he can just go up here and then just... Unless he goes through the open. If he goes into a bush, he just spots and then we die. Well, I mean... I don't know how long this is going to take, but the V4 is dead as soon as the Batchat wakes up. I mean, have I been spotted? I don't think I was spotted. So... Technically, they might think that I'm still... over that way. Can't really do anything to the V4 to help him. Yeah, I don't really know what we can do here. We couldn't even push into their base because we can't spot a Batchat, and everyone else was just there to slaughter us as well. Yeah. Not really too sure what I can do differently in this game. No. So yep, only 3k. I mean, I don't know what you want from me. I can't change this game at all. The 907 is not a super flexible tank. That's the truth about this tank. It's not a super flexible tank. You're meant to play it as a kind of brawling tank, but realistically it doesn't have armor, and it doesn't have gun depression. It has the DPM, but then it only has 320 alpha. You see the issue? It's like, it kind of contradicts itself all the time. But just before we get to the final game, we are going to run through the field mods. We are using the left-hand side, then the right, then we use the right again. Then we choose the left-hand side, and then for this last one, you can either pick none or the left-hand side, which is what I'm going to pick now. Well, for our third and final game, we have Redshire. And yes, we're using the try-hard loadout, which I don't think is going to matter because this... The problem with this map is that I am going to need more than 5 degrees of gun depression. There's no, like, ifs or buts about it. Like, at times, I am wanting more than 5. And I'm going to be needing more than 5. This guy pushing really, really aggressively into this, though. We're just going to back off a little bit. We are obviously using Bond equipment. We have all the consumables being premium, and we also have all the field mods now. We have a directive as well, so this is as good as the tank is going to possibly be. But unfortunately, there's no equipment choice for gun depression. Right, what is going on? I mean, this map is ridiculously hard to attack at times. Although, I don't know what's happened here. They just have given up this entire side of the map, it seems. So, I guess we'd need to try and push the advantage that we have over this side. And the carry pushed all the way in, but is on 200 health, and now he's dead, which really isn't that smart. Again, I can't really play this ridge line. One into you. Very nice. Okay. Now we're just going to look for a little bit of a... well, another opportunity to do more damage. See if we can maybe spot some people here. 268V4 is up the top still. T95 is down the bottom. Okay. Maybe we can start to bully the T95. We're going to have to go down low because we don't have the gun depression to play up. I love aiming for cupolas, don't you? There we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Excellent. Finally, the gun started working again after the first shot. But one blind into that. I mean, the trees are being knocked over, so there's obviously someone in these bushes somewhere. It's either the 121B or maybe the 430U as well. Maybe. Kunzu is actually down this way a bit more. Do need to be careful about blind firing a little bit too much because of the fact that your DPM is so good that you do kind of run out of shells sometimes. And for many people, even 3 HE is too much. A lot of people don't even bother taking HE on this tank because you will end up running out of shells a lot of the time. Let's see. Do we have a way of shooting this? Nope. No, we do not. There's still a Yak Tiger that has not been spotted yet. Wow. Alright, kill this. And then maybe we can move on around to the Batcher. Maybe? Need to stay very well aware. Oh, well away from that gun though. This E50's gun, because I don't actually know where that's pointing, because Wargaming still haven't fixed the gun bug in however many months it's been since it was introduced. One into him, and then we'll just move back afterwards. We're going to need more damage than this though. Quite a bit more damage than this. One into this guy. Nah, he's a bit further to the left than that. I mean, he's now dead though. Very nice. And then we can just go forwards, kill this guy. Oh, don't even need to kill this. Well, he's run away, so... Once into this, maybe. No, not a clean shot there. Don't really have a clean shot on the 1-to-1 either. Why are we capping? We really don't need to cap in this situation. One more. And they're going to cap out because... yeah, I don't know. One more in. Well, I mean, we would have had a little bit more damage, but... oh well, I don't know why they cap. Secure the win, I guess. Well, at least at the end of it, we managed to get a game that was playable. Yeah, I mean, I guess that last game is the only real game that you should take away from this, because the other two wouldn't have mattered what tank I'm really in, because there's not a lot I can really do. And it also doesn't really matter about the Bond equipment. Like, sure, it would have been slightly worse than if I was using the normal loadout which we were at the start, but it wouldn't have been, like, drastically different. Sure, field mods help as well, but again, only to a certain degree. Like, it all adds up, I understand that. The difference would have maybe been like 1 shot of damage, if that. Anyway, apply. Action unavailable, please try again later. What? Apply. No apply. So yeah, that's the 907. If you have one of these things, let me know in the comments down below what you think about it, and also where you think it sits between the SD62, you got the 140, obviously the T62A is below the 140, so kind of irrelevant. And also the K91 plays wildly different from this. So probably between the SD62 and the 140, where do you think the 907 actually sits? Because in my opinion, I think that it's probably at the bottom. Even though that my own personal opinions of the 140 are that I hate this thing, I think objectively speaking, this is worse than a 140. at least for randoms. As always, a very special thank you to my channel members for voting for this tank and supporting me and my content. Thank you very much for watching. See you all in the next one.